to the boundary. That's a beautiful shot. Slightly
Fantastic shot there.
And sat up to be hit, and Jemimah went back and pulled it powerfully to deep mid wicket for a four.
Absolutely. What a cracker of a shot there by Jemimah. She's very comfortable.
Putting up that boundary.
Absolutely, Mr. Srikumar. She looked so comfortable rocking onto, transferring her weight to the back foot. Just pulled it through the line of the ball, all the way, on the ground for a boundary.
Time of saddle. White call by the umpire. Ball pitching low and just shooting through.
Jemimah has played a few good knocks, but all ended in 30s and 40s. She didn't go on to play a much larger knock, which would have helped the team a lot more. Jemimah's reputation, she's expected to at least go on to score 70s, 80s. That would have helped Sheen a bit more than what it did eventually.
Absolutely, Mr. Krishnaswamy. The Falcon Sheen Sports at the end of the first over, 8 for no loss. I take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, our title sponsors, India Nippon, our sponsors, Control Alt Fix Solutions, DS Max, National Public School, our venue partners in Samprasiddhi Sports Stereo, our travel partners in Royal Brothers, our co-sponsors Game Z and to bowl the second over from the Falcon end. I think looks like will be Akanksha Kohli will be bowling to Jemimah Rodrigues.
Very early in the innings.
Nothing surprising considering that it's early morning start, and there's going to be some dampness and some movement available. I think it happened in one of the earlier matches too. So absolutely nothing surprising. Gorgeous shot from Jemimah Rodrigues. It's a low pitched ball, a little bit of it on the offside, and Jemimah latches onto it really fast and plays a wonderful looking off drive between mid off and extra cover for a four.
Superb shot.
The second run, and Nikki Prasad had to run line and stop that ball from crossing the boundary, and Jemimah was looking for the second run, but Krishika was not ready to run. I think they ran slightly better on this occasion.
Totally, I agree with you, Mr. Krishnaswamy. What I felt was Krishika thought that it's gone over to the boundary, and I think she was already trying to mark a guard there by the time she realized that Nikki's actually restricted them over there to that single. So
shows that their batting really was not clicking.
Absolutely right. Yeah, all of them crossover for a single.
What it looked like was there was no definite game plan in the Ameya setup. Everyone was contributing in bits and pieces, but they couldn't get a whole project together out of it. Like there was Tirush Kamini who managed to give a good start in one of the innings, and then there was no continuity. There was a stoppage for some time, and then again someone would come out and like Nikki Prasad and come and score in 50 or something, and but there was no actual continuity towards a big proposed total from them. I think that was one of the reasons probably they couldn't. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think of it, Mr. Sri Kumar?
Score now is Falcon Sheen 15 for no loss in 2 overs. Talking of strategies, I think that Falcon Sheen also made a mistake in the last match against Falcon Herons. I think they should have looked for a bonus point which would have taken them on par in points, with taken them to 16. Maybe the run rate would have been in their favor and that might have helped them qualify. I think the respective coaches and the captain have a big role to play in that strategies. They probably overlooked this fact that all they needed was one run, which would have given them a much better chance of qualifying.
Most certainly, Mr. Krishnaswamy.
Straight to Sriyanka. Over there. Comfortably. Not much moving on. But
Looks like Jemimah is walking a yard or two outside. When she's facing Pranavi. Is it got something to do with the bounce that Pranavi is getting? She wants to kind of play, somewhere around the waist height rather than, above the waist.
championship.
Yes, indeed. But it'll be good to see both these batters square off against each other. In Divya Gyananand and Poonam Roth, both two different sort of players. Divya a little bit more aggressive, and Poonam kind of steals those singles, doubles, and then quickly scores a couple of boundaries and maximums here and there. So very difficult, I think, to bowl to someone like Poonam Roth.
Jemimah went for a mighty
Swipe.
4 runs nevertheless. This one well pitched up, he comes forward, pushes it down the track. Now he's picking up through.
To all our online viewers, the Falcon Sheen Sports Club at the end of third over, 23 for no loss. And it's going to be Akanksha Kohli to continue from the Falcon end. To face her will be Krishika Reddy. Krishika is playing quite sensibly here. She's pushing for those singles and giving Jemimah the strike, while Jemimah is making a game out of the bowlers here. Well, what can you say about that shot? I mean, she got herself into such a good position, free flow of the bat. It sounded like it, was hit right in the meat of a bat. And a Falcon maximum to her credit. Oh, it's actually a boundary here, not a maximum.
It's a 4. Another good shot there this time. A lovely on drive. Again, almost identical. 4 runs nevertheless.
Absolutely. That's an awesome shot here again.
Maybe that would have helped.
Oh yes, had they batted like this in the earlier match, they would be playing the second match of today, not the first match.
I think the wicket has not changed too much according to me. It's just that if that had happened, they would have definitely qualified for
Absolutely right. Yes, Yogesh.
The Falcon Sheen Sports at the end of 4 overs, 33 for no loss. And I think there's going to be a bowling change from the India Nippon end. Looks like the ball is thrown to Anuja Patil, who's going to bowl a first over from the India Nippon end.
Second mid-wicket region. Pranavi rushing in from a deeper position. Picks it up. No doubt.
Very well worked there by Jemimah in that there's no short mid-wicket there. The mid-wicket is deep, and she quickly, as soon as she hit the ball, she called for 2, but Pranavi was quick to cut the ball off there and restrict them for a single.
Prasad, I beg your pardon. Similar stroke again. Same fielder, Dicky Prasad.
Krishika is having a very good look here at Anuja. I guess she's probably trying to figure out a way to get her away.
Krishika's job is basically to rotate the strike and make Jemimah play more, who is playing some excellent shots, who seem to be in very good nick now. So she should rather be doing the basics of placing the ball and running. Jemimah is now 30 of 19 balls. I think that's very good going against Krishika's 3 so far. Krishika shouldn't venture to play any big shots at this point in time.
Absolutely, I think what she should be looking at is to get to the other end as quick as possible, and let Jemimah get whatever strike she can. But this is the last ball of the over now. I think that ball. That shot was more of a frustration shot, I guess, because Anuja had managed to keep Krishika quiet for the last 4 balls, and this was the last ball of the over. She didn't want to take a single there. She thought that taking a single, she would be coming back on strike probably. She wanted to, she said that probably I'll try to go over and, score a boundary or something. Maybe that was running in her mind.
Krishika tried to do what we were just talking about, what she shouldn't be doing. Going for big shots. I think 4 dot balls must have played in her mind, and she went for a big shot over cover or extra cover on the offside. Ended up just pulling the ball comfortably to point where Akanksha Kohli took a very easy and simple catch.
Actually, the Krishika Reddy that I have seen, is very different to what she played today. Maybe I'm very sure that it's got something to do with playing the first match of the tournament. She's been sitting on the sidelines. I'm very sure she's come out with itchy hands over here to go after the bowling and make whatever opportunity she's got of. But well, nonetheless, as Krishika departs, we see Pratisha K come into attack over here. Indeed. I think this morning I was actually having a chat with the team owner, Mr. Ganesh, and he also mentioned that they should have tried to use her earlier as the one drop batsman, because in the last 2 games she scored that 20 of 18 and then 56 of some 50 4 deliveries or something. Sorry, 58 or 54, something like that. So I mean, someone coming in, at that position and scoring is really good. I hope she has a good day today as well. But I think she will complement Jemimah here very well, because she'll quickly turn over the strike to her, possibly, and and Jemimah is looking like she's going to miss the flight to Mumbai, and she's going to kind of go after them and rush to the airport, something. She's in that kind of mood.
Another check. Falcon.
Sahana Pawar. Yes, indeed, Sahana Pawar. I think that's a good move again. So spin being introduced from both the ends.
Spin attack.
Mr. Krishnaswamy, I think is it too early to bring spin from both the ends? What do you think? I mean,
Given the conditions, I thought the medium pacers could have bowled a little bit more, but both the medium pacers didn't bowl really well. They didn't trouble both the batters at all. I think that would have prompted Veda to bring the spinners on early. If they had bowled slightly better, made use of the slightly damp conditions, probably they could have bowled 3 overs each.
yes, I think Jemimah was having a very merry time over there, using the pace and not just using the pace, she was very comfortably getting into positions to hoist them over the mid-wicket areas, and that's a good shot there. As we speak, is that a maximum, Mr. Srikumar? Okay, that's a boundary there. Again, Jemimah steps out at will, and goes with the free flow of her bat. It's so good to see that free flowing bat of hers, just goes through the line. Yes, and I think, great players actually reserve the best for the end, they say, yeah. For the last, so yes. Is it something, she's trying to prove that statement, right? What do you say, Mr. Srikumar?
Why not? That's what I observed very often.
Absolutely, but then looking at if someone is batting in this kind of capacity, I guess it would keep everyone interested there.
Also, they take the opportunity. Give an opportunity for those who have not. Pushed on the outside. Sahana again between the umpire and the stumps. Jemimah comes out to the pitch of that ball and gently pushes on the onside. Sahana, the fielder again. End of the over.
The score now is 38 for 1 and 6 overs for Falcon Sheen, with Jemimah on 34 and Pratyusha yet to open a score. Jemimah has been stepping out repeatedly to Sahana, trying to upset the length, probably trying to make her bowl a little short so that she can go back and pull her. I think we are seeing a slightly different Jemimah than what we saw in the initial 5 or 6 matches, and this is the Jemimah we all know of, even at international level. This is how she plays, quite aggressively, and I think it's good to watch her play like this. Pratyusha playing the first ball, plays it defensively.
Sahana, the fielder. that towards the Tottenham region. Jemimah watching it through, rightly setting it back.
Absolutely, that was a sensational deft touch by Jemimah there, but no run taken.
This time she comes forward and turns it to runs towards the vacant square leg region.
Absolutely, that was a sensational.
Seriously, and with totally wounded players in our side, Bihari couldn't run. Rishabh Pant was hurt, but still he went and played a fantastic knock. Jadeja has broken his thumb and he couldn't bat. He was only to come out in emergent situations. What a performance from the Indian side. They have competed hard, they have competed very well. In the meantime, Falcon Sheen are 40 for 1 in 7 overs with Jemimah on 35 and Pratisha on 1. India is more than competing against Australia in their conditions, with so many players missing, so many players out with injuries. I think it has been a wonderful effort by the Indian team. It's going to be Sahana Par who will continue the bowling.
Back to offside field once again.
It's not working because it is off.
Short third man, gully point, cover, extra cover, and a long off.
Who's offing all this? Power goes, it automatically. Oh, okay. So you need to again on it. And that one works. Yeah. Okay, now? Okay. So we will keep an eye on this.
Jemimah just plays the ball, turns the ball to short mid wicket and cross across for a quick single. So Srikumar, I mean, we were just talking about the Indian team's performance. What is your opinion on that?
Oh, absolutely.
Second time I've seen her bowl a no ball. I think it's a little, she needs to look at her run up a little bit more. And I felt that in that match at Sydney, if Rishabh Pant had continued for half an hour more, maybe we would have had a very good chance of even going for a win instead of just a draw.
For half an hour more, maybe we would have had a very good chance. Yes, indeed, Mr. Krishnaswamy. I think we would have had a fair chance there had Pant dug his heels for some more time, but can't take anything away. As you rightly mentioned, with so much of struggle, Hanuma Vihari, Ravindra Jadeja, all of them put out a very strong front over there, and I in fact read the article wherein they mentioned that they had to run painkillers out to Hanuma Vihari every 5 overs, and just to get him. I mean, let's talk about the kind of focus that is required. You are in pain, and probably you're in the 4th over, and you're waiting for that you're going to get the dose after one more over. 6 balls, you still have to struggle. You have to carry on that struggle, and then again come in a stoppage. Take your painkiller, come back again, and again find focus.
In the meantime, Jemimah played a very upper shot to left of Sahana, who was a little late in reacting. Yeah, we spoke of injury to Jadeja, we spoke of injury to Bihari, we spoke of injury to Pant. Not to forget that I believe that Ashwin also had a bad back, and he in the morning of the match, 5th day, he just couldn't reach his toes. So he also played with a lot of pain. He took a lot of blows too. just carried on very gamely, and of course he can bat. He's got a couple of hundreds in test matches, 400s probably, but not done too well in this series so far. I think it was wonderful to see him play. I mean, 2.5 to 3 hours, and it was a fantastic effort. But India is going to be with a different challenge at Gaba, Brisbane, where it's going to be slightly seaming wicket. Maybe our batsmen will have to adjust their technique a little bit more to be competitive. I would wish that either we win or at least draw the match Gaba and come out with our heads held high.
Absolutely, I think as you rightly mentioned, can't forget what Ashwin did. It was more of a team effort by an injured team, and yes, in Gaba certainly it will be a real big test for Shubman Gill and Rohit Sharma, who come in over there.
Yes, I agree with you, but Yogesh and Mr. Srikumar, I think the Australian team have not covered themselves with any glory. When our bowlers, with a little bit of help, even our bowlers have been proved to be very, very effective.
Our colleague here, Vijay, reminds me that the Indians put up a wall on the day, which is the birthday of the original wall. That's Rahul Dravid.
Yeah, I think it was a very good coincidence. Thanks for reminding us of that. And Rahul Dravid, being the person he is, Yogesh, I just wanted to make a mention to you. I met him probably once or twice. I just sent him a message wishing him on his birthday. He promptly replied, thanking. I think that shows the character of the person.
Indeed, Mr. Krishnaswamy, he's always been the gentleman of the game, and it's very difficult to replace someone like Rahul Dravid in any team. He is not only respected in India but throughout the world, not only for his batting but also for the kind of person he is. I think Mr. Krishnaswamy, that was a very well run, by Pratyusha. I think she called for this run, and she was very quick to take off. See, the ball was actually there was a LBW appeal there by Sri Lanka, and it was good to get Jemimah onto the non-striker's end, because now it will help her resettle again after that LBW appeal.
This time outside the off stump. An attempt to push it on the offside, but Pratyusha failed to make contact. Sri Lanka again, and this time turned away towards the vacant mid-wicket region. Pranavi from a deeper position comes in and fields. returns, but they cross over for a very, very comfortable single, bringing Jemimah back on strike. Pushed to the offside to bid off a single, comfortable single there. Straight to the captain Veda, who does the fielding. An attempt to swing it to the vacant square leg region, but completely missing is Pratyusha there. No damage done, no addition to the total either. Another wild slash there on the offside.
That's the end of the over.
He's not covered online, so you can continue.
I think at the end of 9 they're 49 for 1, and Pratyusha is looking a little desperate, trying to play some big shots. She has hardly scored about 4 of 10 or 11 balls. She would do well again, as we mentioned earlier, to play for singles and give the strike to Jemimah. It's going to be Nikki Prasad from the other end. Facing her is going to be Jemimah.
Absolutely, Mr. Krishnaswamy. I think Pratyusha shouldn't be forgetting that, what her role is.